Welcome to the channel. I'm that streamer dude. My friends on Twitch call me Rocky. And lately I've been getting a ton of questions about YouTube gaming versus Twitch. Obviously, if you keep up with Twitch at all, you'll know that two pretty massive streamers just jumped from Twitch to YouTube in Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo. And I think there are reasons that they did that, and I'll cover that later in the video. But it's led this mass of people to really start questioning if Twitch is really the place to be when it comes to live streaming. I've had a lot of questions myself about it, and I plan to dive into it a little bit. We're going to talk strictly from a live streaming perspective, and then we'll kind of cover some of the differences between the platforms. And at the end, I'll give you my opinion as to whether now is the time to flee from Twitch to YouTube.
Catch me riding dirty.
So in case you're new, let me tell you a little bit about myself so you'll know why you even care what I have to say, because a lot of this is going to be opinion based, right? I've been doing content creation since 2016. I started off on YouTube making videos. I still make videos. Obviously, here we are on this channel. This channel is a newer channel, and I kind of put it up to share my experience and some things that I've learned, you know, across my content creation career with you guys. And hopefully it's something that you guys can find helpful and maybe implement into your own streams or videos and such. And so if you think content like that is something that you could utilize or you might like to watch, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because it would really help me out. I am partnered over on Twitch. I am partnered here on YouTube on one of my other channels, and content creation is just something that I've really grown to have a really strong passion for. I enjoy it so much. And so here we are on this channel, just trying to share information with you guys. So to save the suspense, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now, no, I don't think this is the time to jump from Twitch to YouTube gaming for most streamers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover 3 different points here: discoverability, features, and monetization, to kind of highlight the differences between YouTube's live streaming and Twitch. And then at the end, I'll kind of get into why I feel like now is not the right time. And you'll kind of pick it up as we go along, where I'm getting as far as who it may be the right time for and who it's not the right time for most of us. So let's go ahead and dive into our first bullet point: discoverability. And I have a question for you. Have any of you guys actually tried to find a live stream on YouTube? I'm not talking about like, you know who you want to watch live stream, and so you show up to their channel. Have you just tried to go through, see what games are being streamed, and find a stream on YouTube? I personally had only done it once or twice, and it took me an absurd amount of time to even figure out how to get to to find different streamers and be able to find like everybody who's streaming certain games and stuff like that. I'm not the smartest man by any means, okay? But this feels a little ridiculous. Let me take you through this. So the first thing I tried to do was go into this gaming tab, or youtube.com/gaming, thinking that this would bring me to live streams, and I guess it kind of does. Right here you have like some of the more massive streamers that it promotes. And one of the things that I hear always about Twitch is that they have a propensity to push the massive streamers. Like, it's hard to get seen over the big guys. But from what I see, I don't really see anything different on YouTube thus far. So I came here, and you have right off the bat like recommended actual like videos, right? So it's not recommending streams to you other than that one at the very, very start. And so I scroll down. It's not recommending any streams. This is all just videos. And so then here I see the top live games. So you can actually click see all right here and go through your games like that are being streamed right now. So they seem to be put in here kind of randomly too. They're not necessarily in order of like what has the most viewers. I guess it is just generated based on your interests. And so you can go through and find whatever game you want. Let's go ahead and just click on maybe like PUBG, right? So then it takes us to the PUBG page, and here's your list of live streams. But again, then it just recommends regular videos, just regular YouTube video content, which of course, I mean, that's what the platform is built around, right? That is YouTube's strong point. But when you talk about discoverability versus Twitch, if you go to the PUBG landing page, you're presented off the bat with 5 or 6 streamers. Scroll over to the left, there might be another 5 or 6 streamers, and I was a little bit confused on, okay, so how do I scroll through? Like, how do I know who I want to watch? Because I'm not one of those people that automatically watches the top viewed streams, right? It took me a while to figure out that what we want to do is click on the live tab, and then you can get kind of a breakdown of who all is streaming PUBG on YouTube. Alternately, if you're looking for a stream, you can come in, say you want to see Escape from Tarkov stream. You can come in and search from Escape from Tarkov. Of course, it's going to recommend all the videos, but you can go into filters and then filter by live channels here. And it will show you the channels that are live on Escape from Tarkov. No indication of like viewers, number of viewers, nothing like that. But here is the streams that are live on Escape from Tarkov right now. But one thing you can say when you come into the YouTube gaming section, even though you can't search right here for games, there's no way for me to come in and type Escape from Tarkov and search for a game. If you do find the game that you're looking for, let's just say Left 4 Dead, and then you go into the live tab, right? It is nice as a streamer that it's not necessarily presented to the viewer from the perspective of the most views to the least number of views, right? So it feels like maybe you have a little more chance to be discovered. But when you realize that you're only presented with 4 or 5 different streams here at the start, and then you hit the live tab, which there may only be 4 or 5 different streamers here, terrible example. It's no different than Twitch's recommended for you filter. For me, from the perspective of being discoverable, I think it makes a lot more sense to click on a streaming platform, be presented with a whole lot of streams, which is what you're coming here for, the ability to search for the games that you're actually looking to watch, be able to click on them, and then be presented with all of the streamers who are streaming that game, right? So obviously when you click on the game that you're wanting to view, it is going to present it to you in most cases from the highest number of views to the lowest number of views. But just like YouTube, you can have it recommended for you in the filters, where based on the content that you watch or the type of, I don't really know how the algorithm works, but the type of streamers maybe that you engage with, it will recommend some smaller streamers to you versus the larger ones. So people have said to me, like, well, when you use that recommended for you filter, it always puts the larger guys up front anyways. And for me, it doesn't. And I think it probably takes into account whether you tend to watch larger streamers or you tend to be looking for some of the mid-size or smaller streamers. So for me, the first guy recommended to me has 26 viewers. This is nobody that I've ever seen before. This is nobody that I follow, and it makes them available to me right off the bat. And so it's as far as discoverability, I wouldn't give that advantage to YouTube, especially since there's no landing page. The landing page for Twitch, again, not only presents you with a bunch of streams right off of the bat, but it's a mixture of sizes of streams. So we have one here with 41 viewers. We have one that has 425 games that it might recommend that we want to watch, live channels that we think you may want to watch, people that are similar to some other streamers that you may watch. And so I feel like discoverability wise, Twitch has done a really good job here recently of putting smaller streamers right in your face whenever you get to the landing page. And I also understand that you can't completely negate the number of streamers, right? There are far more streamers on Twitch than there are people that are streaming on YouTube, and there's a reason for that. But you have to understand that there are 4 times more average concurrent viewers on Twitch than there are YouTube at any given time. Not only that, but the Twitch viewership is increasing and has been since its creation in 2012, where just between the end of 2020 and the second quarter of 2021, YouTube has lost 30% of its average concurrent viewers. I expect that will change, but that should help to negate some of the concern about the number of streamers that are streaming said games. There are a lot more people that are going to be funneled into these different sections, these different games on Twitch than there will be on YouTube. Not to mention the ability on Twitch to be hosted or rated, which just increases discoverability that much more. And that's something that we'll get into in this next section, which is features. So diving into these features, there are definitely some things that YouTube does a little bit better. For instance, on YouTube, you have the ability to stream all the way up to 4K and use a bit rate all the way up to 51,000 kilobits per second. And so if you don't know what I'm talking about, kilobits per second or your bit rate, essentially the higher that number is, the better the quality of your stream. So you may notice sometimes when you go into streams that during heavy movement phases or whatever, you may see some pixelation and stuff. The higher the bit rate, you tend to get less of that. On Twitch, you can only stream up to about 8,000 kilobits per second before you start to run into trouble. So you're not capable of the same quality on Twitch as you are on YouTube. But really, I think that's kind of a novelty thing. For instance, I mean, most people are probably not going to be watching streams in 4K. I even noticed just in streaming, especially when I was an affiliate, and we'll get into some of this later, I used to stream in 720p because there are still a lot of people out there that can't handle watching streams in 1080p. They tend to get like constant buffering and that kind of stuff. So that's at a bit rate of say 6,000, right? 8,000, which Twitch gives you, is more than enough. Is pretty decent to get a really good looking 1080p stream. Anything over that, you do get diminishing returns. So it's only going to look as good as it's going to look at 1080p, right? You don't need the 51,000 kilobits per second. But there were a lot of people, going back to my point, that can't watch those kind of streams with 51,000 kilobits per second coming into them and not get constant buffering. And then you start to think about the number of people that actually have a 4K monitor that can watch it and actually watch in 4K and things like that. I think for gaming, it's really cool for YouTube to be able to say, hey, look, you can stream in 4K and you can use this much more bit rate and stuff. But with diminishing returns and the fact that most people are probably watching in 1080 anyways, or if they have it on 4K, they're probably not even utilizing it on a 4K monitor. I think it's more of a novelty thing to be able to say that, but that possibility is there for you and it's not there for you on Twitch. To kind of dive a little bit deeper into that though, YouTube does have transcoding for everybody. So like on the videos, when you go to YouTube and you watch a video, you know how you can click the little cogwheel and you can change it from say 1080p to 360 or 720. Every streamer gets that. On Twitch, the only way that you're guaranteed transcoding is to be a partner. As an affiliate, you either have it or you don't. From my experience, most affiliates usually do get it, more often than they don't, but you can run into problems where you're streaming in 1080p and somebody can't watch 1080p because their internet connection isn't good enough. And so they're just not able to watch your stream because they can't transcode that down. Some of the other cool things that I think YouTube does a little bit better is when you go to a stream, number one of the really cool things is the ability to pause a live stream and then say you go get your snacks or whatever, you come back, you can play it and pick up from right there, which is a really cool feature. And if you want to catch back up, it's as easy as just clicking and dragging and catching back up to the stream. They also have skippable ads, which would be really, really nice, right? I don't know what Twitch is going to do with pre-roll ads, but pre-roll ads are kind of a nightmare. I can't tell you, even as a dedicated stream viewer myself, how many times I've just clicked off a stream because I didn't want to see the pre-roll ads. I get bored. Our attention spans as content connoisseurs are really pretty low, and so pre-roll ads have done a number to a lot of streams. I think having the ability to skip them, or I think maybe they're on the right track with some of the things that they're implementing lately, where you have ads that come in and kind of pull your stream up, and you have kind of banner ads like YouTube does, but you don't lose the audio and you don't lose the video from the stream. That might be a decent workaround, but I think the ability to have skippable ads, I'd have to give that aspect to YouTube for sure. Keep in mind though, that doesn't matter at all. Hold on, man. I know y'all are looking at her. Y'all ain't looking at me. That doesn't even matter at all until you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, because you can't even be monetized until then. And we'll dive into that later. Another feature I'm kind of torn on that YouTube has that Twitch doesn't, and I'm interested to know what you guys think, is the ability to create your thumbnail. So I think it's cool that you can put like an eye-catching thumbnail there, maybe to try and draw people in. But I don't know that it does that. I don't know in live streaming if it really accomplishes that, because okay, these thumbnails are cool, but also I want to kind of like preview what's going on in stream before I click on it. If I go into the Phasmophobia section on Twitch and I look, I can tell if a streamer is at a just chatting scene or whatever, and it helps me know that, hey, I want to see some action right now. I can scroll a little farther down and find somebody who's doing something in the game. On this, it doesn't really give you a preview. You're just kind of clicking based on thumbnail. I don't know if I like it or not. Would you guys like to see thumbnails, like actual uploadable, settable thumbnails, come to Twitch? Some of the things that I do think feature-wise Twitch has better, obviously they have the emotes. YouTube has emotes now, but I do on YouTube kind of miss, like, it's almost like the MySpace versus Facebook thing, right? You could make MySpace, I'm showing my age now. You could make MySpace like customizable and it felt like your home, right? So you have on Twitch, you have your panels and you can put different things in your panels and make it a little more you, versus on YouTube, you've just got the description. You can still convey information, but it's not as pretty, it's not as clean. and I kind of miss the panels over there. So I feel like the ability to have your panels and links and such here in a very clean and organized way is kind of a selling point for me on Twitch. I know that's a little thing, but that's my opinion. Another thing you get on Twitch that you're not going to get on YouTube by and large is the extensions and the integrations. And so there are a ton of games out there that have Twitch integrations where you can link them up to your Twitch, and you can have different things occur in game based on whether it's bits or channel points spent, things like that, that just simply don't link into YouTube. And so it makes Twitch a little more interactive with these kind of games. You also have extensions that you can find in your dashboard, and you can scroll through, and there are extensions for so many things that just make chat more interactive. Things from chat being able to click on the screen on their own view box and be able to interact with stream, or use bits for sounds, and use channel points for sounds, show Instagram pictures, participate in polls, that kind of stuff. Just the interactivity that extensions and integrations give you on Twitch that you don't have on YouTube. You know, if you just stream Call of Duty all the time, that's something that may not interest you. But if you're a variety streamer, you jump around to different games on occasion or whatever, that interactivity, I think, is one of the things that really sets Twitch apart from YouTube and builds tighter communities. You can feel it when you watch a YouTube stream versus a Twitch stream. The community, the vibe is just different. And I think in part that's because Twitch has done a really good job of creating ways that viewers can interact with streamers and with each other, whether it's through channel points or chants that you can have going in chat. I think Twitch does a good job of keeping that sense of community, and that is one of the reasons that I think the viewership has just continued to grow while YouTube's hasn't. Another ginormous feature that I think gives Twitch the edge and allows for more discoverability is hosts and raids. You should never hold out and count on a host or a raid from a big streamer, but it does happen. I've gotten raids myself from much larger streamers. Oftentimes I seek out smaller streamers to raid with my community just to pass on the love and create more discoverability. But the ability for other streamers to pass their community on to someone who is maybe streaming the same thing, so you know those viewers are already seeking out that content, or be able to make networking make a little more sense. So, you know, you talk to other streamers, you network with other streamers, you raid other streamers, you host other streamers, you get kind of more exposure to a lot of different viewers that you wouldn't otherwise. Say on YouTube, somebody who swings by and they're watching one of the big guys that jumped from Twitch, Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tatman, or whatever. When their stream's done, their stream is done. And probably a lot of them come back to Twitch. But on Twitch, if you want to send that community on to somebody else, and build relationships with other streamers, build relationships within communities, you have that available to you. And honestly, it doesn't make any sense to me why YouTube doesn't have a way to pass on your viewers to another streamer within their platform and keep them from venturing off, say, to Twitch or whatever. It creates tighter knit communities, it creates networking opportunities, and it creates a better system for collaboration. So if you can't tell, hosts and raids, big thing with me. Monetization. Monetization is a motivator for a lot of streamers, right? It's why a lot of streamers get into doing content in the first place. Neither one of them are you going to be able to dive into, and I mean Twitch or YouTube gaming, are you going to be able to dive into and immediately start generating some kind of revenue. In YouTube's case, you have to reach partner. In Twitch's case, you have to be affiliated. But Twitch actually makes it a little bit easier for you to start getting monetized. On Twitch, to be an affiliate and start getting some ad revenue and have subs available to you, you only have to have streamed for 500 minutes and 7 unique days over the course of 30 days and have an average of 3 viewers. I say only like that's easy, and it's not easy to start, and I wouldn't expect it to be easy going into it. But compared to YouTube, where you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on your channel before you can monetize with ads, that's a challenge, you know? I think that Twitch is a lot easier to reach those goals than it is for you to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on YouTube, even with the infinitely more eyes that are coming to watch YouTube content. You would definitely have to be creating regular pre-recorded YouTube videos or be in for the long haul for live streaming to reach those goals. Now, if you ask me, I do think that you should be creating YouTube videos anyways. Even if you're just posting your VODs from Twitch over there, you will get some eyes on it. Most people aren't looking for that stuff. If you can make pre-recorded videos, that's even better. But even making pre-recorded videos and making them regularly 1,000 subscribers is going to take a while to get to. Then add in the fact that if you want to have what's called memberships, which is the equivalent of Twitch's subscribers, you have to have 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Some people make pre-recorded videos and live stream for years and never reach that goal. So that's a really hefty goal to get to be able to have what's available to you for 500 minutes, 7 days, and an average of 3 viewers on Twitch. Now on YouTube, you can set your own price for your memberships. You can set it for $1.99. You can set it for $7. They also give you 70% of that revenue, where Twitch is only giving you 50% of that revenue. Where the big kicker comes in, though, is those Prime Gaming subscriptions. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you have an Amazon Prime account, it comes with the ability to be able to link it to your Twitch account and subscribe to a streamer once a month for free, no cost to you at all. And that streamer still gets the full payout from Twitch, which is about $2.50 US. From my research, there's anywhere between 115 and 150 million Amazon Prime members just in the United States. Every single one of those gets a free subscription to a streamer each month. And I think that's why you see big money being thrown at huge Twitch streamers from YouTube, because they understand there's nothing they can do that is going to make up that difference between Twitch having that Prime Gaming and what they're going to get over on YouTube, other than just trying to supplement their income until they reach a level that YouTube hopefully thinks they can reach, and that they hopefully think they can reach, where it evens out, right? For 99% of us streamers that are mid-size, smaller size, even some larger streamers, it doesn't make sense to jump to a platform that doesn't offer you much more, and in my opinion doesn't offer you any more discoverability, because you're missing out on a big factor jumping over to YouTube, and that's that Twitch Prime Gaming subscription. In conclusion, do I think it's time to jump ship from Twitch to YouTube Gaming? No, I don't think that YouTube Gaming right now offers you anything that Twitch doesn't. And in fact, I think that overall Twitch offers you a lot more than YouTube Gaming does, but I don't think that could always be the case. I think it's something to keep an eye on, and it depends on how much YouTube intends to invest into YouTube Gaming and their live streaming. YouTube has the eyes, right? There are how many, let me look it up. Infinity Blimbity viewers, somewhere around 2 billion logged in accounts on YouTube during any given month. They have the eyes there. The population is there. People seeking this content. They just have to do the right things and decide that they're actually going to invest some time into their live streaming. And really, they just haven't done that yet. Let me show you this. We talked for a little bit earlier, but Twitch is only continuing to grow in their average number of viewers. So you can see the timeline from 2012 all the way to current. And Twitch right now is peaking around 2.84 million concurrent viewers on average. The number of streamers is going up, but starting to level off a little bit. Monthly broadcasters. Twitch is still growing. Is Tim the Tatman and some of these bigger streamers leaving going to make a dent in it? Probably a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, not really. Twitch is still the place to be when it comes to live streaming. Conversely, I didn't want to actually buy and download the research, so I had to read the footnotes, but it came out that on YouTube between Q4 of 2020 and Q2 of 2021, their average viewership dropped by 32%. And it's not like YouTube has done nothing in that amount of time. In that time, you know, they've actually been working on the platform, adding new features, doing new things, bringing in new streamers, and their viewership is down 32%. And I think that has a lot to do with how what's the word, dude? Unnavigable their site is. It's really pretty pathetic trying to go through there and actually find a random stream or just looking for live streams to watch. It's just not user friendly at all. All the streams on YouTube that I've watched, I knew when they were streaming, I knew I wanted to watch them, and I've watched them through their channel page. And that's how YouTube usually gets their engagement with live streams. Somebody has to go through your channel page. They don't have to go through, but more often than not, that's how people are going to find your stream. Because when you search for things, YouTube is recommending their normal pre-recorded video content, as they would, because that is what that platform is built around. So why do I think that Tim the Tatman and some of these large Twitch streamers jumped over to YouTube? I think that financially, YouTube made it impossible for them to say no, which is an easy answer. But I think that they offered them enough financial security that it was worth to them to make the switch over, and kind of like Ninja and Shroud did, put enough confidence into that platform, which, believe me, YouTube is much larger than Mixer, right? Put enough confidence into them that they're going to do what it takes to build that live streaming portion up. And if they don't, it's probably no loss to them. They come back to Twitch just like Ninja and Shroud did, a whole lot richer. It just created a win-win scenario for them, honestly. And that's not the case for 99.999% of us. I think it makes the most sense for us to be where the most eyes are going to be, the place that is known for live streams, the place that you're hearing more and more often on the radio and in movies regarding live streams, and that's Twitch. Keep in mind, all this is my opinion. I'm sure there's probably a whole bunch of you that game on YouTube gaming that may disagree with me on things. That's cool. Put it in the comments below. Listen, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings if you disagree with me on something. I'd like to know where you think I'm wrong, and I would certainly love to hear that from you guys, and I'll respond to it as well, because this is what I do. This is what I love. Guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, see you later, dudes.